Lee here, and welcome to the pull list for February 1st, 2012, presented by LongboxRadio.com. Let's get right down to it. Of course, with a new month, we get a new preview book. If you have the extra $5 a month to spare and you kind of want to see what's coming up, I definitely recommend picking her up. Of course, all the cool toys and gizmos and gadgets and stuff are in here as well, so I don't need to speak more about the preview book, but we got Wonder Woman on one side and then Avengers and X-Men on the other. Really, really colorful looking ones, so eye-catching, as it were. Into the books themselves, from DC this week we have Action Comics issue 6. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this book too much longer. I mean, we still have Grant Morrison on the book. I'll probably stay on until he's done. Whenever that is, it's DC, so it could happen. But yeah, not much else to say about that one. Detective Comics, after issue 5, I said that was going to be my last one as well, and just kind of go with the Scott Snyder Batman and stuff like that. But I did pick up Detective Comics this week, and I'm going to give it a little more of a chance. So there's Detective Comics, plus it's Detective Comics. You have to read it for some reason. Green Arrow's been a roller coaster ride of writers and such like that. It's been better in the last couple issues, so I'm staying with this book. I do love the character, and he's kind of, he's coming around. He was in a dark place there for a while, so sticking with Green Arrow. Swamp Thing, if there is one book that is better than Scott Snyder's Batman and the New 52, it's Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing. Definitely in my top 3 favorite New 52 books. This book has been amazing. The art's super messed up from Yannick Paquette and stuff like that. I definitely recommend it. Of course, not on this book. We have Marco Rudy, so yeah, look for Mike to be upset about that on the next podcast. Going over to Image, that was it for DC. Just got those 4 books. From Image, we have a new book starting off, Alpha Girl issue 1, which I picked up. Don't know a whole lot about the book, but was intrigued by the cover. Whatever. So we'll be reading that one later. Fatal, as it were, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Issue 2 of Fatal. I know there's some places that were actually offering a 100% refund to just try the book and give it back. I've been reading on Twitter. Quite a few places across the states doing that, so definitely check it out. If you like crime noirs, mysteries, it's great, and that's from Image as well. So moving over to Marvel books for this week, the second part of the Amazing Spider-Man, quick little thing that Dan Slott was doing, just throwing in as many Doctor Who references as he possibly can. It's a really cool 2-issue little thing he's doing. If you were going to get anybody into Spider-Man post Spider Island, this is the book to start them on, or rather the previous issue, which I just happen to have in arm's reach. So there you have it. So awesome, keep up the good work, Dan Slott. Spidey has been super consistent and super fun to read. So Avengers Academy, which is a book I really like. We got a bunch of issues at once there around Christmas, and then it kind of slowed down. But we got issue 25 this week. We got a monster or a T-Rex, which is most likely Reptile, just beating people up here. So been a cool book. Love it. Not much else to say. Avengers X Sanction. This is issue 3, where we have Cable taking on the Red Hulk. If you've been reading the previous 2 issues, we had Falcon, Captain America, and Iron Man all fall to Cable, who had a few hours to prepare, and he managed to best them all. So Red Hulk here apparently not doing any better. So that's X Sanction. Action and Dodson. We have Defenders. This is issue 3. This has been a great book. It's got a very interesting sense of humor about itself with the narrative and stuff like that. I really recommend picking up this book if you want kind of a zany take on some Marvel characters. We have a chubby-looking Iron Fist here. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't. Until I read that, of course. So here we have Punisher 8. We have Frank Castle looking very Solid Snake on the cover there. The last couple issues of this I haven't been a huge fan of, but I really like the Punisher character, of course, and since Max is ending, I'll have to learn to love this one, I guess. Past that, we have Uncanny XForce issue 21. Last a couple weeks we had issue 21.1, I think, so there's really no set way to where a .1 comes out after the main number or before. I know we've had you have issue 19, then you have issue 19.1, because .1 is effectively .1 further than 19, which makes sense. This one's backwards, so I just number them regularly. The .1s are unnecessary. I understand what they're trying to do with them, but they're just kind of, I don't know, when I'm looking at a long box, I don't know where to put things anymore, because story-wise, well, yeah, that one comes before that one, but it doesn't make sense. Anyway, Uncanny XMen number 6. Another book that, if you stuck with it through the first 3 issues, which were kind of bizarre, 4 kind of summed up those and kind of explained it away. 5 starts a new arc, and this continues it. So, Uncanny X-Men's been pretty cool, and of course, you're going to want to stick with that book heading into Avengers vs. X-Men if you kind of want to get the full story, I'm assuming. Going over to Venom, which if you've ever listened to the podcast, of course, you know that I'm in love with. Issue 13, starting the Circle of 4 arc there with Red Hulk, and you got X-23, and we have Ghost Rider on the front there, so that's going to be super cool. There's actually a variant I almost picked up today too. That was $8, and it was Venom and Ghost Rider. That was actually pretty sweet as well. So looking really forward to reading this one. That's from Rick Remender, of course. So yeah, new book this week from Marvel is Winter Soldier from Brubaker, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. I'm not the biggest fan of Captain America and by extension Winter Soldier, but the art looks sick. I've heard, like, again, nothing but great things about this title, so I'll give her a shatsky. Any character in the right hands can be brilliant, so, you know, give her a shot. Past that, I picked up one trade this week. I didn't know this was available in trade paperback. I thought it was only hardcover, so I was waiting it out. But Fantastic Four from Jonathan Hickman. This is, of course, the arc that takes us through the Human Torch's death, not so death. And I was going to get the single issues, and I realized that'd be a little money-consuming and time-consuming to actually find those unless you wanted the really terrible second and third printings. So I got the trade. I'm going to read it. If you ever want to get into Fantastic Four, these 4 volumes is where you want to send people. Jonathan Hickman's stuff is amazing. It'll make you care about these characters. I could not care less for Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm and all those guys. But you know what? I love him now, and I'm following FF and Fantastic Four, so Jonathan Hickman made me a believer, as it were. So that's it for the pull list this week. I'll be back again with another pull list next week, as well as at the end of next week, another LBR podcast. We'll be most likely talking a lot about the Watchmen prequels that we got a bunch of information about today, which I'm all for. So I know that's not the popular opinion, but we'll talk more about it on the podcast, of course. So until then, signing off. We'll see you later.